get into it. Coach Colin here. I have to say, was RFK and Nicole Shanahan, were they even campaigning this hard for themselves? Because ever since they've made the switch over to Trump, ever since they got infused with that MAGA energy, they've been going real hard. I'm going to show you a couple of clips of Nicole actually calling out why Kamala Harris is so dangerous. And I love this because so many people, Lex Friedman, Dave Smith, they all keep talking about it's just language and I don't think she's a communist and no proof. She's allegedly a Marxist and this and that. But to hear it from somebody who's rational and is well measured as Nicole Shanahan, it just, I love it. I love it because she's not wearing a tinfoil Speedo like your boy is. Your boy keeps a tinfoil Speedo on, but she's just wearing pants. You know, she's just a regular lady. She's just wearing pants. It's all good. But I just want you guys to hear it because she's not playing around here. She's calling it out big time. And I love to see it. Let me slow it down. I already know I got it at double speed. Let's play this. And then I got another clip. And then I might show you another bonus clip after that. Let's go.
Right.
But
why is Kamala Harris sort of dangerous to you?
I think Kamala Harris is dangerous to me because she is the ultimate puppet for an organization that has, I believe, since President Obama, not actually run real people. Mm-hmm. They have selected amongst a very small group of individuals that they can control and dictate policy over.
Yes.
I don't think Kamala Harris is somebody who will sit here and tell you how she feels. I think that human capacity of hers has long gone.
Yes.
I think that what she now represents is corporatism. Mm-hmm. She represents a huge amount of cronyism, and I do believe that she is using messaging, and this is the part that worries me the most, is that she uses messaging in a way to get populations of young, unknowing, innocent people to join her on these false virtue signal ambitions and actually take on policies that will eventually really hurt them in the future. My mother is from communist China. Mm-hmm. I grew up hearing about what the famine was like in communist China.
Right. Well, she's going to do price controls at supermarkets, so we don't have to worry about that.
But that is exactly how you get to a famine. I mean, this is...
I know.
This is the basics. This is Communism 101.
Well, I know what I can't figure out is why don't they know what's going to happen? Like, so when Gavin Newsom goes, every fast food worker is going to get $20 an hour in California so we can give these people a living wage.
Yeah.
And it's like, check back in 6 months. Burger King's let go 2,000 employees, and Domino's or Pizza Hut's fired all their delivery drivers, and then most franchisees are moving out. They've cut back the hours and they've automated. So, like, why don't you know what's going to happen when you implement your utopian ideas?
Adam, they also want to cut 40% of water to Californian farmers and have that land go fallow. This is not good policy.
I get it, but are they evil or are they dumb or is there so I think what you're saying is first off, who's running the country? Is it Joe Biden? I don't know if he knows what day it is, right?
No, I mean, look what they did to him last night.
Right. And then there's okay.
Yep.
If you were a cabal of sort of permanent Washington, you're not up for election. You don't come, you don't get termed out. You're just there.
Yep.
And you're this cabal. And someone like Trump comes down the pike or Bobby, and you go, oh, no, we need someone we can control. We need an empty vessel to come down who either is an empty vessel or understands how this works. Right. And then they come in. And so we all sit around and we think oh, that person's the head coach, so he's making all the calls for the team. But no, the GM up in the skybox has an empty vessel, and he's calling all the plays. We just think it's the coach doing it. So Biden is an empty vessel, and Kamala Harris is an empty vessel.
Correct.
And so you go, is Kamala Harris scary? Is Joe Biden scary? And the answer is, they themselves are not scary, but they're being used as a conduit through people who are scary.
See, that's the thing. I'm going to play another clip right now, but I just want to touch on some things. You know, that's just as scary, if not more. You know, at least you could plead to someone's humanity, their senses. But if they're just an empty vessel and they're just they're just kind of a drone, just kind of doing whatever, you know, Weekend at Bernie's with Biden and now Kamala Harris, she's just like a drone just being controlled. That's even scarier, right? Because not only is this person saying these things that are going to be detrimental to the country, but also, even if you deal with her, there is still somebody controlling the drone, and then they just run away. They just drop the controller and run off. That's even scarier, in my opinion. Just one thing that he brought up, he said, do they even know? I think when it comes to what he was saying about California, when it comes to the things that Kamala Harris is saying, I think there's too many people around for them all to be that dumb. I myself, I keep it very optimistic. I always try to. I keep a tinfoil Speedo on, but you know, I always try to be optimistic about what's going on in the world, especially in politics, because you got to be optimistic, because look at it. But I think they know exactly what's going to happen with those things. You know, she touched on it. She said it's Communism 101. When you're saying things like that, and you grew up with a father who was a Marxist, and he's literally basing his work on Karl Marx, you know what you're saying is not going to be good. But that's the thing with Karl Marx. He made sure he outlined all of the farmers, police departments, all of these structures have to fall down for his way to come up as the creator. They need to forget all of that stuff, be unburdened by what has been, so they can move forward, as Kamala Harris has been saying, with communism. Now, I know it seems like a far stretch, but I just wanted to have her say it because she is a well-measured person. You might look at me, I'm in a spare room, you know what I mean? I got a picture of Joe Rogan behind me. You're like, what the hell? What's with this guy? This guy's crazy. She's a normal lady, and she's even saying it with a mother who has gone through communist China and understands what the famines are and everything, lived through the famines. Even she can see it. It's very dangerous when we start underestimating people who are like this. You cannot look at everything that's going on right now and see that it's happening not just in the US, but in Canada and in the UK and then Ireland and then New Zealand and then Australia, and to see it all happening in the same span of like 5-6 years and just go, oh, it's because they're all stupid. It can't be. They're all just unison, just independently stupid, doing the same stupid things. It just doesn't make any sense. Let's move on to the next clip. Let's get into it.
Somebody else made that happen. Yeah.
Of course, I'm listening to it that fast. That was a little thing of Obama. He's basically talking about how if you run a business, you know, your teacher and all sorts of other things happened for you to actually have that successful business. And it's not just your success, which is absolute nonsense. And they're just picking that apart a little bit. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. If you got a business, you didn't build it. Somebody else made that happen. Because you had a good teacher in the 4th grade, or we paved a road.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's quietly horrible.
Well, again, but shrouded, right? Shrouded in this intelligence, this perfect enunciation. He was a perfect leader, front man for this group.
Yes, perfect.
So just perfect. But I will say, very hard sell. I was even talking to other donors before I had left the party, and they were really concerned. No one was really confident or excited about Kamala.
What do you think's wrong with her? Like, I was talking to Dr. Drew earlier today, and like people are saying, "Oh, she's an alcoholic, like she's drunk." And I go, "I don't know what she is. I have no idea what she is."
I cannot confirm whether or not she's an alcoholic, but I will say that anyone who waves over their head and considers that the data cloud is literally over their head like a cloud is not qualified to run a country in 2024.
Well, she also sits there and talks about equity versus equality and how it's not equality that we need because not everyone starts in the same place. And it's like, you're talking about communism, baby. I mean, that's really what you're talking about. She's talking about the government will take patents, and we'll this notion of every time their approach to fixing inflation is we're going to stop everyone from price gouging.
Well, and to claim that farmers, I mean, if you spent 2 seconds doing your job running for office and actually went out into this country and spoke to farmers, you would realize that these are some of the people who are struggling most right now.
Right.
And to then go on stage and say that these poor family farmers who are putting healthy, good food on our tables are price gouging.
Yes.
They have the highest suicide rate because the government has done nothing to support them. They are working season after season against incredible odds to put healthy food on our tables.
Yes.
I mean, I think that anybody who has any sense of how the world works. And this is why I really worry about the young people, the sick people that they're preying on. Their base is young people who haven't really looked at some of these things, people who I think are not unwell, like physically unwell, people that they've scared into thinking that Donald Trump is going to turn this country into the Handmaid's Tale. I mean, these are individuals that deserve an adult in the room talking to them.
Yeah.
They need an adult in the room talking to them. Instead, we have predators talking to them.
Well said. Very well said. And again, just touching on things they just brought up, like, I mean, take away farmers, you take away independence. You know, that's part of that whole thing. She just said communism 101. That's part of it. And again, I'm not saying Kamala is Stalin. I'm not saying she's Lenin at their peak. That's not what I'm saying. That would be nonsense. Obviously not. That's not what's going on. But all of the things, all of the atrocities you've heard throughout the world, they all started somewhere. They all started little bit by little bit. That's how it always works. No one just comes out full guns ablazing and that's it. Even Genghis Khan started in a village after having his family killed, and like he has a story where it was like, okay, I think I'm gonna become deranged. I think I'm gonna start doing some stuff. Everybody has a story. Everything that you've seen that's terrible in the world had its infancy, you know? And I think this could be the beginning of ours right now. Now, I will say, when they speak about Obama, I don't think Obama was real either. I think he was an empty vessel just as much as Kamala or Biden. Like, you're not going to fool me because you're well-spoken. Being well-spoken doesn't automatically install intelligence. Having a good vocabulary is not all of a sudden you are just very, very intelligent. You know what I mean? Look at Elon Musk. He's supposed to be a really smart guy, and he's like, Most of these billionaires who are like really smart are like, and you're like, what is going on here? So don't tell me just because he's a smooth talker, he's supposed to be very intelligent and he couldn't be an empty vessel. In fact, that's the type of person you would want to be an empty vessel, somebody who was a smooth talker. And despite how he is now, Biden used to be a smooth talker. I mean, go listen to him back in the day. He sounds just like Gavin Newsom, like really. And Kamala as well back in the day. They were all smooth talkers at some point. Everybody gets old and gives into it at different times. And obviously Biden's done. But also, I guess to also say, you know, Kamala Harris being an alcoholic. I don't know if she's an alcoholic. I don't actually know that, you know, people, because she could be, you know. Michael Malice made that joke when he was on Joe Rogan, but I don't know. But I know one thing. If I was an empty vessel, I would be lit 24/7. What? You're just like, oh, we're just going to make sure you make $100 million in donations. Oh, really? Yeah, don't even worry about it. And we have all your speeches written. Don't even worry about it. We got your debate questions ready. We have everything ready. And you don't have to talk to the media. I'd be like, I'm getting lit. I'm getting lit. My job's done. Where's it at? I would smoke myself. I was a smoker back in the day. That's what I would go to. But whatever your thing is, I'd be like, let's go. 24/7. I'm waking up late and I'm going to bed even later. I don't care. Who cares? It's all taken care of, apparently. Someone's controlling me in the background. All right. I'm lit. I don't have to talk to reporters. I could just put headphones in. Where are the drinks? I'm going to drink like a businessman in the 40s in the morning. Just, Jack Daniels. It tastes good. On the rocks? No. Give it to me straight. That's it. Taking shots all day. You kidding me? Me and Tim Walsh. Tim Walsh is just like, I'm going to go get some donuts. I'm like, all right, get some donuts. Let's get some liquor in here. Let's go. Biden's asleep. Let's get lit. I'd just be like that 24/7. Right? Wouldn't you? I don't know. Anyway, to get back to the serious stuff, taking away the water from the farmers. All of this speaks to, like, I have a friend. I really want him on the podcast. I'm going to have him on. I want his wife on as well because she's Cuban. And she actually has an uncle that's in jail right now, or was in jail for years because he was found with beef on him. He had beef, and something that happened with the farmers was they were put into dire straits, just like she's talking about. 40% of their water gone, accusing them of price gouging, until it got to the point where the government approached them and said, we're going to be partners and you're going to have the milk and the cows and everything like that and do your thing. And we're going to make sure it gets to the people so everybody gets the same. And they were like, okay. And then the next thing you know, the government was like, no, we own everything that you've worked for. This is all ours. And if we catch you slaughtering any cattle, we're going to put you in jail longer than you'd be in jail for slaughtering a human. Like it just kind of happened. It just took time. But it wasn't just right away. They didn't just right away say, hey, right away. Like they coaxed them into it. They put them in situations where it was like, you can't charge so much and this and that. And it was all just a control grab. That's all it was. And that's exactly what we're seeing with her. But aside from all that, it's just amazing to see how much they are campaigning right now. This is wild. Again, am I tripping out? If you're somebody who's followed RFK throughout his whole campaign, is he not campaigning more for Donald Trump than he was for himself? It's wonderful to see. But I just wanted, I don't cover Nicole Shanahan all that much, but when I saw that clip, when I heard her talking about that, Communism 101, that really stood out to me because people really need to understand, one thing that I didn't touch on that she said, she uses this virtue signaling language, this flowery language to sway the youth. That's exactly what Saul Alinsky taught people to do. That's exactly what Barack Obama did. That's what Hillary Clinton tried to do. That's what the Democrat Party tries to do in general. The left tries to always have this flowery language of everyone's going to be equal and everyone deserves more and more rights and everybody's really special and we're going to make sure that they know and we're going to take care of you. It's what black people have been under the spell of for the longest time. And it's not true. None of it's true. And that's why so many black people are waking up. They're like, okay, it's been 30 years and I'm still poor. So I want to try the other thing now. Because there was 4 years where it seemed like I wasn't going to be poor forever. It felt okay, And now all of a sudden I feel like I'm poorer than ever. And there's an Indian lady who's telling me she's as black as I am. And she's laughing the whole time. I don't like it anymore. It's great to see people wake up. Although it takes a lot for some people to wake up. It's great to see it. But just wanted to show you guys that, that's the episode. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It helps us tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.